Hello, my name is Daryl Fletcher of the Executive Director and founder of SOOFA Ranch. I want to thank everyone that has been on this journey with us for saving SOOFA Ranch. Thus far, we have raised over $48,000, close to $50,000, and we are still continuing our fight to save our ranch. Over the last couple of days, there have been some interesting things that have been going on and some interesting information that we have had the opportunity to find out. And I want to address also some of the people who have been calling and emailing and messaging us in regards to things that we can possibly do in order to save our ranch. And not only save our ranch, but also continue its sustainability. It's important to note that over the last 5 years, SOOFA Ranch has applied for over 34 grants and opportunities for funding. Within that, we have received 0 of the ones that we have applied for. The grants that we have received and the funding that we have received has always come from people who believe in the work that we do and trust us to do the work that we do. And we want to say thank you to those who have entrusted to us. We want to say thank you to the ones who have given us grants, and you know who you are. I want to share some information and feedback from some of the people that we have applied for grants and funding, and some of the information that they have shared with us. This first one is from Cigna Group Foundation. The Cigna Group Foundation said, I'm going to put it on the screen. We thoroughly reviewed your application request and support for your Stretch Out on Faith Again Ranch, and we are not able to offer you Cigna Group Foundation funding through our Youth Mental Health Grant Program. This decision does not reflect the quality of your program. We receive a considerable number of applications, and there are many factors involved in the decision process. For this reason, we are unable to provide specific feedback to your application. The Cigna Group Foundation greatly appreciates the opportunity to provide us to learn more about your organization and applauds your efforts to improve youth mental health. Please know that Cigna Group Foundation offers many funding opportunities, and this decision does not preclude you from applying for future relevant funding programs. So the people who are saying, hey, just apply for a grant, or hey, do this and do that, we have, and we will continue to do so. But the grant process is not an easy one, and it is a process in which we have been doing for the last 5 years in which we have been in existence. I want to share another foundational or letter that we got from a grant application. Hi, Sharon. Thank you for taking time to apply for the Panera Bread Foundation grant. We regret to notify you that your organization has not been selected for funding this year. We appreciate your interest for Panera Bread Foundation. That's it. They don't explain why. They don't tell us why. But all we can do is try and continue to do the work that we do. Here's another one. Thank you for your interest in the Toll Charity Foundation. We have reviewed your LOI. LOI basically means a letter of intent to request $100,000 to fund Stretch Out on Faith Again Ranch, the Ride Strong Multi-Use Equestrian Facility Center, and regret that this request does not align with the funding priorities of the foundation. We receive far more requests for assistance that can be accommodated with limited funds. Consequently, we rely on the guidelines established by our board and trustees to help us prioritize requests and support. We wish you success in securing the funds you seek. So basically, once again, we have had professionals write our grants. We have written grants ourselves, and unfortunately, we haven't been able to secure the funding that we need. Here's another one. Hello, Mr. Fletcher. We received news from the South Arts that we were not selected for the cross-sector grant. While this is a bit sad news, we hope that we will find an outlet for funding. I will continue to work towards actualizing our vision of art-centered EAL classes. EAL means equine assisted learning. It was a pleasure to work with you on this grant. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Keep me posted for projects for SOFA. And there it is again. We apply, have professionals write it, have other people write it, and then we don't get it. Now, I'm not saying this to say that we are in a situation where we can't get grants. We have filed all our proper paperwork. We make sure that our paperwork is in a line. I want to paint the picture that while many people are trying to pass the buck of who can fund what the work that we do, when in actuality, it is the community that we serve. And many times the community that we serve may not be in a position financially to help us. And so that's where people like yourselves come in. If you believe in the work that we do, we would like for your financial support. I want to share another letter, and this one is from the Georgia State Law Office of John Ossoff. Mr. Fletcher, thank you for submitting your proposal, Rise Strong Multi-Use Community Center, to Senator John Ossoff's offer to be considered for fiscal year in 2026 congressional directed spending. Your request. We are grateful for the time and energy you put in your proposal. Though yours was not the proposal submitted to the Senate Appropriations Committee, our office was glad to learn about your program and its funding needs. We look forward to working with you to identify other ways to meet your program's needs in the fiscal year of 2027. So you're kicking the ball down the line. Can't get you this year, I'll get you next year. That sounds good if we have sustainability in place. However, part of the challenge that we have is that when we do receive funding from organizations, it is for a set period of time, and then there's nothing else like that. One of the reasons why we do recreational riding is because it helps sustain our programming. However, recreational riding has a season. And in having a season, it is high between the months of February and August, or February and September, and then it dies off tremendously during the fall months. So there is this cycle. We've been doing this for over 5 years, and we see when things are going good. Now things are going good. We're trying to make things up. We're trying to put things together. We're trying to make sure that everyone is paid. But then there's always that 3 to 4 month period where it challenges us financially. And when it challenges us financially, we have to get creative in order to make sure that we stay afloat. Well, that basically has caught up with us, and which is catching up with us, it makes it very hard to continue to do the work that we do. I'm explaining all of this because we've had so many questions. We have so many inquiries of people trying to invest in the work that we do. When you invest, you need a return. The challenge with that is we are a 501c3 organization, and legally, we cannot give you a return. When you have an organization such as a 501c3 organization, you are making a donation and you get a tax break. That is the only type of return that we would have an opportunity to give anyone. And to those who are saying, oh, we can do it this way and oh, we can do it that way, that does not give us the warm and fuzzies to make us feel good for you to try to skirt the system. And then in the end, we lose our 501c3 status. We lose our ability to be a nonprofit and charity. So it's important to note, we are in a position that we can do great and mighty work. And with that being great and mighty work, we need to follow the guidelines. Now, let me give you some updates on the foreclosure situation. Recently, we found out some information. We went to the courthouse to figure out some legal actions that we could take. And through those legal actions, we found out that their foreclosure that may be taking place may be illegal. And so we're properly pursuing the legal actions in order to stop the foreclosure. And there actually are some things in place to do that. But we still need to make sure that we can, once this is all settled, we can continue to do the work that we do. And B, even in the legal section of what we're doing, that we have an opportunity to pay our legal defense team. So within all that, we're still donating to Save SOOFA Ranch. We're still in the fight to make sure that we have an opportunity to continue the work that we do. So please go over to SaveSOOFARanch.org and give your very best gift. We're asking for a minimum of $100 per person. However, if you cannot give $100, give the very best gift that you can. Thank you so much for your time. And please go over to our website, SaveSOOFARanch.org, so you can learn more about the work that we do here at SOOFA Ranch.